Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode we're going to be continuing on with our Extilior list. We've done a bit of tweaking last time. We've added in a little bit more range pressure. So compared to the last time we added in Broken Vengeance, who I believe is around here, there we go, and Shrapnel as well. And we've kept a largely melee theme. We've taken out Drum Dancer Talali. We weren't really going for the combos and the kills. So we've gone some pretty solid front line with Beatrice, Chuck, Torian, quite defensive units, and then a good bit of range pressure as well, so that we weren't finding ourselves in situations where we were stuck behind something we couldn't kill with only one unit being able to get there because they're all melee. So this is what we've got. We're going to go to another game, try it out, see how well it does, and see if we can make any tweaks before coming in for round 3. If you've enjoyed this content, we have finally hit 250 subscribers. That is a huge milestone. It was literally just over a week ago, or maybe a week ago. I was getting really excited about hitting 200. This community has been incredible. It has flown up in the numbers. We've had nearly 70 subscribers in just over a week, which is incredible. You're making me feel very, very happy, and we're moving our way gradually towards that 1,000 sub goal, and we're a quarter of the way there, so thank you so much to everyone. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like, comment, join us on Patreon. Anything you can do to support the channel is greatly appreciated. But for now, I will see you once we're in a game, and hopefully we can have a bit of fun. Okay, we have found ourselves a game. We are playing against Fruitfly, who is a level 3, so fairly new player to the game again. It's really encouraging seeing how many new players there are. Oh, that's quite a cool looking Zac skin. Good job there, I like that. But yeah, there's so many new players, it's really encouraging, so hopefully we end up having a good game and they can still enjoy it as well. I know it must be a little bit difficult playing against a player when you see that they're level 70 compared to level 3, but that is the way that things sometimes go. Hopefully the rank system will help alleviate some of that as well, but the more the player base grows, the more that'll be less of an issue. The less that'll be an issue anyway. So this time we are just going to move towards the objectives. We'll shield of hope ourselves just in case they end up missing, and we'll just pop Deadeye down. Oh, I can't quite reach, we're so close. So at that point we might as well just pop Deadeye down here, keep ourselves safe and get an angle. So we're going to lose 1 health here, but they could just shoot and move towards an objective. They could move forward and shoot. A couple of options here. The spawns being so far apart, okay, they've got the grab disc trick. The spawns being so far apart is a big deal. Okay, so they should have shot first. That's a bit of a mistake on their part, but that's fine. It is what it is. And we're going to see what they deploy. What we would like to be able to do is move Deadeye down here and just get an angle onto something, and then just use that as a sort of cover to move Extilior, but I don't think they're going to be able to. So Detonia's probably not going to be able to get in range too easily. Okay, so there's nothing over there that actually puts us in range of their Zacs. So we might as well just move back here. To be honest, shield ourselves because we're going to be hiding down the back. And go with... If I go down here, then we'll be able to move over there. We might not hit this turn. Deadeye can just buff herself, I guess. We'll shoot this to just get it out the way. We don't want them using it against us later. They're Zacs, so they have an advantage on that front. So here it will notice that we're missing out on the out of line of sight stuff, but we're going to try and make up for that by moving down here and getting the points advantage, and then forcing them to deal with that slightly differently. Okay, so they're moving in close, so maybe they're going to pull now. Yeah, there we go. So they're going to pull down that way, and then they're going to send Tetonia in. I imagine they're going to... Oh no, because they're out of cinders. They can't actually bomb with Tetonia. They're just going straight for the point, which puts us in a position where we might be able to just start shooting, which is fine by us. We need to be getting in range anyway, especially if we can maybe say move Deadeye up here, get a good angle. We can look at deploying hit and run now, because we're going to have 3. They've got Maximus.
Just kidding.
There's a lot of interesting things. I mean, to be honest, this could also be a fairly decent Shrapnel. Shrapnel's a lot less tough than she used to be, is the problem. We could just take out the mine. We can just move back here. You know what? I think we need to shield of hope here.
Security level increased.
Can we get in range? Yeah, we can absolutely get in range to deploy onto there. So let's just start doing this. We're going to take some damage from the mine, but that's absolutely fine. What we want to do is just make sure we can't take too much from it unnecessarily. Can we get a good angle with Deadeye anywhere? Not really, so We'll still just ozone ourselves and shoot up here. We've already Shield of Hope this turn, so we just need to deploy. And I think here we go with... To be honest, with her being on 4, I think it's just blindside at Extilior just down here. Not blindside Extilior, Deadeye. No, hit and run. What am I on about? So now we're contesting that point. We are slightly behind in the race, but we'll be able to take them off of this. They're going to almost guaranteed grav disc here. Okay, if they do that, they just get shot. They need to move first.
Enjoy.
Okay, we'll just shoot you back. Oh, we missed. Of course we missed. But they're not going to be able to move away from hit and run. So this is fine. We're going to take 3. We're not going to be able to die this turn, but we are going to be in trouble. But this is bad. This is a bad choice. Max taking 6 back is... Yeah, so in one of the best things you can do as Maximus is not shoot a Broken Vengeance. That's literally what it comes down to. So Stitchy's going to come and try and heal, so if we can find an angle onto that, we might just take the sacrifice play and try and defend ourselves and shoot up there. What we could also do is maybe just move hit and run up here, depending on if... Oh, they've got this still, of course. Okay, we're fine. Right, that's fine. However, we can just start moving around, so no matter where they move here, we're going to be in range. So we can start being a bit sneaky. Okay, I'm alright with this. What are they going to deploy? Because also we might be able to get over here and just move back to safety this way, depending on where they position. With 4, that's Tari. Okay, so they're going for big damage. So we do know that we're going this direction. And to be honest, at this point, I think we're Shield of Hoping ourselves. Hit and run can just come up here and take that hit first. And maybe even just hide back here. Deadeye needs to get in on the action, but there's no crew we can hit, so it's just going to have to be a hit onto Zax. And then we might as well start trying to just even things up a little and place down. Maybe even... We don't need Stitchy anymore, so maybe it's just Chuck. I'll be honest, I kind of don't hate just putting Chuck down here, because it deals a lot of damage as well. So let's put Chuck here so it's somewhere out of line of sight but still touching that terrain. Again, might as well just keep ozosing ourselves and pass the turn there. And this means if they want to come and start moving up closer, hit and run still got good movement. We can still use it efficiently. We're sort of gradually just pushing our line up here, keeping something back here that's defensive but can use the extra range, or use the range with the accuracy to keep pushing in this direction. So Vital doesn't trigger yet, which is good news for us. But unless they're going for hit and run, which they kind of have to be fair. Yeah, I mean they could just get 100% here if they want to, but they're going to be putting themselves in some awkward spots. So just need to get 1, yeah, and then move back. Funnily enough, we might even be able to kill here, because if we just move Chuck back and Extilior in, there's a chance we may be able to toss into range, which could be good. Yeah, to take that shot, we've got 1 shield. I missed one anyway, perfect. And they've got no leadership, no Cinder, sorry, left. So, this might be enough to actually get there. Who do you want to hit? We do want to kill Bitol if we can.
It's almost time.
So if we move there,
I've said this before.
I think what we want to do is see if we can get a good angle on this, but I'm not sure how we can. So maybe we just go aggressive. Let's just go for this, see what happens. I'll be honest, I don't think this is the right choice. But I think it would be silly not to go for it. We'll push other things through as well, just go for as much damage as we can. We may as well toss here, because we need to just get better angles basically is the issue. We're not as much worried about getting particularly in that close, but we need to be able to defend as many points as possible. Can we get line of sight onto them? Only 55 while holding the objective, but we'll have to take it. Okay, so because of this situation, we're going to Shield of Hope ourselves, and we just want to deploy super aggressively. So I'm going to put Torian down here. I'm going to put Beatrice just right in the middle of all of this. So it's really hard for them to escape now. They've got nowhere they can reasonably move. We've protected our captain, and you know this is going to be a hard spot for them to get out of. So they've got a lot of damage, and they can make good use of that. But we're in a reasonable spot. I don't feel like this is too bad here. Okay, that was very close to killing Maximus, to be fair. And if they're pushing all of this just into Beatrice, I mean, that didn't even do anything. That did nothing and took 2 back. So this does let us push the damage into the captain. We've got 6, 10, 13, 15, potentially 18 as it stands, and they've got 19 health. But if we can get 2 in here, we could potentially kill them this turn. So have they stitchied yet? It looks like they might have done. Depending on where this pulls things, this might not work. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's going to work particularly. So, sure. That is fine. I think we might have this. If this goes to plan. Or maybe we can't get in actually, because 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, no, we could potentially do this. Okay, let's see what we get. Funnily enough, deploying here would actually stop us shuffling around a bunch, and that might be a big difference. That, however, is that Flurry in range of their Zax? I think he is. So, if we actually move this way, if this gets Extilior able to get in range to hit, it doesn't. I mean, let's just do this, it's fun. In fact,
what is this armor made of?
let's just have some fun, see what we can do. I'm not trying to do anything here that's particularly useful. I'm just having a bit of a laugh, seeing if we can figure out. Oh, we don't have line of sight. So I guess we just toss this over here then. We will hit and run over here. We're just going to go for it. We're going to kill our own units and just have some fun here. We'll shield and hope then. Ozos ourselves. Shoot. Deploy something like shrapnel and
Let's shorten the list. Every day's full body.
just shoot. Yep, no, this is all fine. That was a bit of a panic turn there. I was trying to figure out what we could do, but that little shove there was actually really detrimental to our positioning. So they're going to keep healing, and we're just going to keep being annoying, because Flurry being here is actually fairly good for us. We probably can just move up here and kill the crew, but I wanted to try this approach first. Yeah, so if they miss this and we hit back, then we... Okay, well they did hit that, that's fine. So now they can escape, potentially, but not if they do that. Okay, so we're also controlling more points now, so we could even just move something back onto here and potentially just win the game through points as long as we can survive. And we've lost a crew now, so we can deploy something else, which probably is just going to be Stitchy at this point. I think their best option would be to try and push damage onto our captain and try and kill us that way. I don't think it's what they're going to go for. Yeah, they're going for the crew. But I think now our best option is actually, even though we've pushed a bit of damage onto the captain and we've got a lot here, I don't think it's unreasonable to think we might be able to just kill the crew off and win that way. So we'll see what they position and see if we think we can do this. Funny enough, just the flurry could be the deciding factor here. Okay, Sentinel. This is an interesting one. Go on. Pull, pull. Okay, pulling flurry away makes a lot of sense. So let's just go in for 6 here. Go for that.
It is your expiration date.
We can do 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, we're going to be a little bit short, so let's kill Stitchy. So just smack this first. Okay, there we go. I think our opponent realised that once we kill the crew, they're not going to be able to do enough damage to us, and we're going to be able to basically take that and control the game from that point. So I felt good with how that list worked. Obviously our opponent was a new player, so congratulations Fruit Fly. I think you did really well actually. There was a few misplays in there, especially shooting Broken Vengeance and Maximus, but in general that was a really well played game. I didn't really feel the need for snaring. It didn't really come up. It didn't really feel like it's going to be that impactful. It's obviously great versus things like Tipu, but I think the more we play, the less Tipus we're going to see. Everything else felt fairly reasonable. There's nothing here that particularly worried me. I mean, how much Cinder expenditure we've got? 2, 3... So maybe Blindsider Esley is actually just a little bit too reliant on us spending our Cinder when we might not be able to do so. So the changes I'm going to make to this, I'm going to be taking out Snareling and trying that, ready for next video. I don't think Snareling is the right choice. I like it, I like how it works, it helps Extilior close the gap, but it doesn't feel quite right. And I also think that we probably can't spend our Cinder fast enough most of the time, because we've got 2, 4, 3, 2. If we only have a few of those out, we may not be able to use SD very efficiently, and we've gone away from some of the aggressive things anyway. So how do we want to add to this? I think Arya is a good include. Arya is a solid, just aggressive, but also not aggressive, but like a solid value unit from any angle. I think that's a really good addition, and I think she really does sort of work well against the enemy Taurians, so we can use Arya and Deadeye to just push through damage, especially with Broken Vengeance. It tends to be a sort of trend at the moment. And then where do we want to finish with? I mean, we could go Dome, but I don't think Dome's quite right. Turncoat was fine, but it was a reasonable finisher for last time. How much are we looking at AoE wise? We've got Beatrice, Shrapnel, and that's it. But we can also toss with Flurry. I feel like I'm missing part of the puzzle. There's something I want to add, but I don't know quite how to grasp what it is. Could be Quetzali, just for loads of movement, but again, we were struggling on that. It could even just be some bombardment, so like a Detonia. Something to help us get around the sort of the clunkiness of having multiple melee units. I think that would be a good call there. So we may not be able to use it every turn, we may not be able to use every ability every turn, but I want to try Detonia for the last round. I think that seems fair. She's early, she's cheap. In fact, you know what? No, Axel has the same problem. We're going to Detonia because we're going to be stood in the way with our melee units, so Axel's just going to burn our own units half the time. There we are. So this is the list we're going to try for the third and final video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you can, please do hit that subscribe button. Like I said, 250 subs is an incredible achievement. I'm so grateful to all of you for hitting that button, supporting the channel. If you can, comment, like, join us on Patreon in the description down below. I'm hoping to start doing a bit of Patreon content as well and make that exclusive. And hopefully you guys can just keep supporting the channel in every way you can. But for now, I want to save this, come back to it next time. Thank you so much for watching, and most importantly, have a good day.